back to the issue of aviation, you know, the president set up a committee. When you say they've not done anything, the president has taken steps as an arm of the of government, the executive arm of government. He has taken steps to look into a committee, 3-man committee, to probe the issue of the alleged the issue of the cars that were bought.
This is the regime of committees and probe panels. If you check the history of President Goodluck Jonathan since he came into office, virtually every issue has enjoyed the setting up of committees. It's a way of passing the buck. It's a way of telling you that I don't want to take decisions. I'm not responsible. I don't have any idea of what to do about this thing. So I will set up a 3-man committee. They will spend 3 months to do their work. There will be another distraction. There will be another scandal. I will set up another committee. Just committees upon committees upon committees. This president now on the New Year message said, I'm going to ensure that in 2014 there will be electricity for 18 hours and beyond in this country. Just give me electricity for 5 hours, because I don't even have 2 hours every day now. And then the president is assuring you that this year, 2014, there will be electricity for 18 hours so in this country.
For the president that has taken steps to privatize, don't you think these are good intentions to correct the wrongs?
No, what is the essence of the privatization? This Genco and Disco that are given to cronies of the president and campaign
cronies, but let me tell you, we also people in public when they bidded for it.
If you want to know the essence of privatization, you relate it with that of the GSM. Immediately there was privatization of the GSM network system. You see companies laying cables. You see people at work. You will know that it will take time, but that something will happen. Since the privatization of the Gencos and Discos, what is happening? Go around all the transmission networks. Everything's collapsed. Nothing basically is happening at all. In fact, it has grown to a situation of scandal in terms of the kind of blackout that we witness in this country now. So, and the person who should know, the chairman of the board of trustees of the party, of the ruling party, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, said this government has no clue. The president has no courage. The president is clannish. These are his words. And these are people who meet together as confirmed by Dr Abati, who dined together. So if Obasanjo says that President Jonathan has no idea, that is like you are asking a thief to watch over the economy of Nigeria, and that people are siphoning our oil every day to the knowledge of the president. I mean, these are facts.
Let's be calm with our words. But I'm
quoting the president.
Let me go to Dr Abati in Abuja. Dr Abati, some of the senior ministers in the president's cabinet, in fact, some people that are said to be very close to him, have been linked or involved in one scandal or the other. What is the position of the president when he says he wants to fight corruption more, considering the fact that some of these senior ministers have on their shoulders some of these scandals?
Well, I don't think I quite got you right. You are talking about scandals and some people. Well, if you are referring specifically to the single issue of the Minister of Aviation, I thought that issue had already been addressed by the House of Reps, and the House of Reps, submitted a report. The President also set up a committee, a 3-man committee, to look into the various allegations. I think that what we should desist from is, trial by media, or castigating people, demonizing people, maybe because we have certain animals against them, or we don't like their faces. Now, because the impression you get is that when people say the administration is not fighting corruption, they just want, a situation whereby somebody is beheaded. I'm using the word beheaded, just figuratively. And if the person they want, demonize or victimize, if that does not happen, then they jump to the conclusion, oh, the administration is not fighting corruption. The truth of the matter, however, is that due process has to be followed in every regard. If there is an allegation, an allegation does not amount to truth. That allegation has to be proven. And if that allegation is not proven, then of course you don't indict, you don't punish people. I think that principle ought to be clearly understood. Now, Ebun was talking about the electricity sector. Now, I think we should know that what is being done in the electricity sector is verifiable. You talk about transmission. As we speak now, there is a company that has been engaged, the Manitoba Hydro, that is in charge of transmission. In 2013 alone, government embarked on transmission expansion plan, and there is a blueprint. And indeed, in that year also, government was able to mobilize an additional $1.5 million also for purpose of transmission. And government completed a number of transmission substations. Okay, now those private sector investors that have taken over the discos and the gencos, these things take a while. I mean, they took over. It's not even up to 3 months that they took over. They need to settle in. They need to get their acts together before you can begin to see the impact. And then also, an issue that government had to deal with in the power sector was the payment of the PACN workers, which had been an issue, and all of that was settled. So when somebody comes on air and says nothing happened, I think it is unfair.
All right, just before I leave you to go and come back to Lagos, it's going to be a big year, 2014, because this is the only full year before the big election year of 2015. We're going to see a lot of activities taking place on the political front. And as we know that President Jonathan has not come forward to say whether he's going to contest or not in 2015. But again, you talked about the opposition and the way they have gone about their activities. I would like to ask you, is the president under pressure, considering the fact that there is crisis in the PDP, and also there is a strong opposition in the APC coming up, and this year is going to determine a lot of him, and he also wants to perform, he wants to do the work of governance? Just in about a minute, because our time is fast spent.
Well, as I said earlier, you know, President Jonathan remains focused on governance. I do not foresee a situation where he will be distracted by politics. I mean, he has been in politics, and he knows that when it is election season like this, a lot of people will come into the fray, and many of them will attempt, as they have been attempting, to distract the attention of the administration. But he will remain focused.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Abati, on the program tonight, and your thoughts on the president's performance for the year 2013 and looking ahead to 2014. Let's quickly come back here in the studio and round up with you, Mr. Ebun Adegorowa. You've been talking about what you feel about the president's performance in 2013. Let's look at 2014, and based on this, on the message the president gave on the 1st of January, what do you see happening? Is there any hope for Nigerians looking ahead for what he said he's going to do?
The president is living on a borrowed time. There's no gainsaying the fact that I do not believe that the president can perform anything in this year 2014 or 2015. Look at the schedule for this year.
Don't you think he wants pessimistic?
No, let's look at the facts now. The president wants to conduct a national conference by which he's trying to buy supporters for his ambition for 2015. That's going to distract him. Almost all the relevant people in his party are porting. I'm using the word advisedly. Are porting to other political parties. He's losing majority in the House of Representatives. He's likely to lose majority in the Senate. That's not a president who will have time to sit down to plan. Even when he was enjoying support, 90%, he was not performing. So how much less when he will lose base? Is it now that he's going to be focused and perform? The president's on a borrowed time. So I think that what should happen presently is that people should advise the president. It's time to pack. Because I cannot see the reason why we will continue to lead our country into a place of no direction. It's time to pack. It's time to engage Nigerians in the sovereign national conference that we've been talking about. Instead of moving around in a barber chair, let all the relevant sectors of this economy come together. Right. Students, journalists, a retired general, Olusegun Obasanjo, Jonathan, everybody come together. Let's agree on the fundamentals of moving Nigeria forward. Before we talk about national conference, before we talk about PDP next meeting, before we talk about election in 2015 or who should exercise ambition or not, if that is done, then it will be easier for us to agree together on the basis of moving this country forward. The relevant changes that we need to make in the constitution that is causing the problem of our nation. Right. And then thereafter, we can agree on who will lead us forward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ebun Adegorowa, for your thoughts on the program.
And I thank Dr. Abati, in spite of all the insults he gave me. I have a lot of respect for him.
No problem. Thank you so much for being part of the program tonight. Don't forget, next week is going to be another time. I saw so many tweets, and your message is for us on the program. Unfortunately, we won't be able to take any of those, but it's taking, and we shall meet you again next week. Thank you for joining me. I'm Shewan Kimbale. Bye for now.